By the way, your mic's not up, bud. You're pointing at me like we're live.
You are live.
All right, sweet. Thank you so much, Weston. Hey, this is This Pink Cloud, Season 2, Episode 14. I am DJ Kelly Reverb, and usually sitting right there is the Professor Nolen, but he is here via Zoom, via Internet Voodoo. How are you, bud?
Via the magic of space.
Oh, wait, hold on. He's getting levels right. We can't hear you yet, but there we go. Song's gone. And Nolen, are you here? Go ahead.
Am I here?
Yeah, you are.
Can we hear me loud and clear?
You can.
All right.
You are heard, sir. So
That's
what's happening?
I like it. No, doing good. Doing good, man. Just hanging out, getting ready for the weekend.
Well, cool. So I just wanted, in case anybody's tuning in for the first time, we are a show that is here to help you obtain and maintain sobriety. We talk about all kinds of good stuff, and we're going to recap kind of what worked for us. But before we do that, I want to go to some good feedback that I got. And it seems like this little science experiment that we're doing is kind of working and touching people. So
might be doing something.
Yeah,
might be helping people.
Might be actually doing what it was designed to do. As Nolen gives Bang a nice plug there. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so my friend Jagger writes me and he says, hey, Kelly, I just wanted you to know that one of your posts a while back regarding sobriety and substance-free living made a huge impact. I saw it as a reminder that although I cherish the memories, the substances and scene don't define me. I do not have to leave music. Something I feared with sobriety, which I was like, I can relate. You know, you feel like you might lose your edge, which is completely false. I learned that I can evolve, still embracing the music. I am seeing that by making good choices, better music is being made. Kelly, I cannot begin to tell you how true those damn cliches are, but they are. The memories of your Fine Ladies Only, which is the track we were playing in the intro. We can kind of throw that back on, but the track played weekly to screaming dance floors in Denver years ago was a happy place I went to while in treatment. Your track was a much-needed coping tool that associated with great past musical memories to its creator. You. That's me. And then he says, who sees success in recovery. That's called hope. During the rough first weeks while I was in treatment, that track played in my head, reminding me that I will make it through. Today is 129 days clean and sober, thanks in large part to you and an unsuspecting floor filler released many years ago. Thank you. So, very nice that we're helping folks out there in our own little special way. And I said, I replied to him, I said, wow, thanks and congrats. And then I said, I love to hear stuff like this. It really is all about inspiring and giving hope to people. And I, of course, went a little blue here, and I said, addiction is a shitty and lonely place. And I said, keep it up. And I go, I'm going to read this on the show. Hey, and I just read it on the show.
That you did.
Yeah.
That's
so
some full circle stuff there.
Yeah. And I love it. And, if anybody wants to reach out to us, I want to encourage all of the listeners out there to reach out to us. If you have ideas for the show, if you want to be on the show, typically I like to have somebody with a good story or maybe, something going on. Like we have, Curt from Skate Straight coming on here in just a few minutes. Did we ever get him in the lobby, by the way?
We did. I can pull him in if you want.
Well, hey, yeah, since Curt's at work, let's, we'll go back to what we kind of planned on. But
let's knock it out.
Since Curt's at work, we'll go ahead and do the big reveal because there's some exciting stuff going on with his organization, Skate Straight. So Curt, caller, are you there?
Let me bring him in.
Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, right. I did my Larry King. Boston, go ahead. Homeward bound. Go ahead. Hold on just a second.
The
start
undying
video,
one, Larry
connecting
King.
audio. Yeah, right.
He who shall live forever.
Yeah, I mean he's still around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's 100. I think he's 117.
Nice.
It says he's still connecting, so my
okay. Well, we can always go back to that. Hey, but real quick, let me know when we have him up. But there is a website that was brought to my attention because everybody is always like, "Oh, Rehab, I can't afford it." Hey, and to be honest, if you do not have insurance, guess what? It is it is kind of steep out of pocket. Hey, yeah. Curt, I see Curt. But I just wanted to give this site a plug because one of my friends, a.k.a. Curt, actually hit me to this site, and it's called freerehabcenters.org. So once again, that is freerehabcenters.org. And you can go in there and basically search by state, what is available to you and basically free to anybody that needs it. You know what I'm saying?
I have it pulled up here.
All right. Well, there he is.
And there.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just to piggyback off that for 1 second, there's also 800 numbers and stuff that you can call, I think listed on that side as well.
Right. Well, and speaking of, we might as well get to our favorite 800 number, which is Summer Sky. You know, you can go to summersky.us, and they're the sponsor of the show. And I love it. I was on IOP last night with Scott, and he was actually, because there were some new people in there, and he was like a proud papa. He was like, well, yeah, Kelly does this show, and he does it with this crazy guy, Professor Nolen, and it's like they're the Beavis and Butthead of recovery. And I go, well, I'll take it. All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll take the endorsement. Get. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I know Curt, are you there with us, audio wise, bud?
Yep.
All right.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I know you are in the bowels of recovery right now.
Yeah.
You're actually at work. But I appreciate you taking the time. If no one knows, Curt actually started something called Skate Straight, and it was Skate Straight Dallas. And it was just basically 2 nights that he was doing at 4 Down, which is a nonprofit as well. But it's kind of taken off, man. I mean, it's like the new recovery Dharma, dude. It's recovery Curt.
Yeah.
Hey, Nolen, by the way, you're on camera. By the way,
it's self-managed, so I'm letting people, I'm giving people the opportunity to start meetings in their own state and helping them as much as I can. I think it's really important that, our people, and I say our people as in skaters, artists, musicians, and the weirdos of recovery.
Yeah, I was going to say
in an alternative space. So I think that, doing it at a skate park is definitely an alternative. I was going to
say, Curt,
working in smart recovery is good too.
I was going to say it's the aisle of misfit toys.
Yeah, it's kind of
the crew that we have. Yeah. So I love it. But okay, so we never really talked about 4 Down, and then also other stuff that goes on at Skate Straight. So I know I wanted to get to that. I mean, we know that you're a boring alcoholic and all your back history. So
yeah.
But why don't you just fill us in and tell the people a little bit about what's going on?
Well, right now, like as in tomorrow, we're having a meeting, and then Four Down Project is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that gives us the opportunity to, office out of there and have our meetings there and do events and that kind of thing. But they also do a lot of really good stuff with food rescue. They work with Harvest Project, and tomorrow they are doing a food rescue where they get donated fresh vegetables and fruit and separate them from trucks and then put them into baskets and give them to people that are in need in the area. It's a food desert in that area, so it's real for us in Skate Straight. It's real deal service work. We're actually working with and for the community surrounding there and helping out our friends at Four Down.
And it all happens at a rad skate park too.
And it's all happens at an awesome skate park that's sponsored by Dickies.
Yeah. And they have like indoor, outdoor, full on half pipe. I mean, it's like they've got a bowl. You can hurt yourself.
Yeah,
there. You can hurt yourself.
Yeah,
there, right?
It's a private skate park, and it's run by a couple of old school skate guys, Mike Crum and Rob Cahill, and they have people like other local pro skaters that are on the board of directors there. Kareem is one of them. He's on the Tony Hawk game, and it's a really, really cool thing that they're doing for the community. And like I said, they do a lot of stuff, and then one of them is giving us the opportunity to house out of there. And me and Mike grew up together. I've known him since we were like 11 or 12. So it's just it's a all around blessing. And I hate to use that word, but it's true. It is really cool how this all came full circle.
Right? Yeah, it is kind of crazy, huh? Well, okay. So speaking of full circle, your circle is expanding. I mean, I was thinking, I heard you talking about Skate Straight Arlington, and then all of a sudden, the next I hear, Skate Straight Orange County, and then all of a sudden, now I'm hearing Skate Straight UK, and I'm like, holy crap, man! Curt is going international.
They're jumping the ponds. Yeah,
I like it.
Well, the skate community has really been really embracing of this, because I think, being such a heavy party culture that there's a lot of people that, one, don't want to live that way, and two, want to get out of living that way safely. And, really the only true longevity in that sport is if you take care of your body. So I think a lot of skaters are trying to cross over into that kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gotten a lot of interest. Orange County's already having meetings and gotten a lot of positive feedback out there. The guys are really cool. I want to go out there and actually go to a meeting and hang out with those guys. Some of those guys are really, really good skateboarders too.
Sure.
Then Arlington is happening. We have a lot of people in the 817 area code in this area that can't always make it to Dallas.
That's you, Nolen.
The natural progression was to do something that was closer to that area. And our friend Nick, who's as a regular at the meetings in Dallas, lives in that area. So he decided to step up and take on that role as running those meetings up there. And their first meeting, by the way, is this Monday at Vandergrift Skate Park at 7 p.m.
Cool. And where can where can they find that information if they're searching on the web?
It would be at Skate Straight Arlington on Instagram.
Okay. And is there a Facebook page as well?
I think there is a Facebook. I'd have to double check.
You're not. Hold on now. You're not quarterbacking all those pages, are you? You're just like you're just giving them You're just giving them graphics, right?
I'm just giving them the logos and providing some content for positive affirmations, and just giving basically mentoring the people that are doing these meetings to kind of how we do them and how we've been successful at them, and basically just being there to help everybody out and be able to provide help to others is the overall goal.
Right.
Appleton, Wisconsin is in the works.
Wow,
that has not been officially announced. So you guys get the inside scoop. I've been talking to some people in Arizona and in Colorado. But England just started their Facebook page yesterday.
So this is breaking news.
Their
breaking
Instagram,
news in the recovery community, exclusive here on this Pink Cloud.
Yeah. So the breaking stories,
right?
And I've been in talks with them for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and there's one that's going to be the one that just started their Instagram and Facebook yesterday is in Kettering, and it's the guy who is in recovery there, and he's been a really, really positive. I started talking to him. He bought some shirts, and then we started talking, and he said he wanted to do something there, and I said I'll be supportive in any way possible. So if you can, go check out Skate Straight UK. It's on Instagram. They've got one post so far and a couple followers. So go and
follow them. Especially if you're in the UK in that area.
Give them the recovery support they deserve. And then there's another one that's going to be in London, I think, and it's probably maybe a month or two out. And it just keeps growing, man. I love seeing it. It's just a weird thing for me.
Well, it's crazy how you were this kid in rehab a little bit over a year ago, right? And that you came up with this concept, and then now, hey, guess what? The concept's taking off. And you're helping folks.
Yeah, I think it's really relatable for a lot of people, even people outside the skateboard community, because we don't have we're not fully structured as strict with that structure as a lot of other groups, and it's relatable. And with crosstalk, being able to tell people what worked for you and share that advice with people, I think has been helpful. 100% about a good meeting is the group involved, and we've been really, really lucky with Skate Straight in Dallas. Like, there's so many amazing people that work in recovery and work in the industry, and then also the people that come in that are very into health and physical activities. And
with the yoga and the Phoenix being there, I mean, it's definitely a good cross section of people that actually give a crap about their body.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a natural progression for people when they start taking care of their mind, that their mind starts taking care of the body. Yeah. And that's when, meditation, people start getting really serious about meditation. Yeah. And segue into meditation, Thursdays, starting in May at 7 p.m. At 4 Down, we will be doing meditation and recovery meeting with our friend Rachel. And there'll be meditation, and then we'll have a meeting. So we'll be 3 nights a week at 4 Down starting in May.
Cool. And then what I was going to say, you also Curt is famous for recommending books. So I'm going to put Curt on the spot, because Curt, like myself, is not a fan of reading, but of listening and learning. He's a big fan of audiobooks, and I love it too. But if you had to give like a top 3, why don't you, just give the title and maybe what it's about?
Top 3 books that I would read. Let's say you get out of rehab and you have a fresh, clear mind and you want to learn more. Mm-hmm. And the top 3 for me would be This Naked Mind by Annie Grace, and it's just a deep dive into what alcohol does to the body and the brain, and then also it telling you it's okay to question your use of alcohol and your relationship with it, and if you actually need it in your life. This is for people that have a problem, people that think they might have a problem, and for people to make sure they don't have a problem. But it's a great book, and I've read that book multiple times. And then another good book, and this one's based on changing habits and behaviors. It's not really a recovery book, but I could tell you it helped me a great deal with just changing little things in my life to not have that habit and behavior always go back to alcohol or drugs or both. Mm-hmm. Is Atomic Habits. And I mean, the things that they do in there, the exercises they teach you how to make positive habits in your life and change things to being more active, more physically aware of what's going on around you and how bad habits can get formed quickly. It's a really good book. I've read that thing multiple times too.
Okay.
And then the one I talk about almost every meeting is You're Not Crazy, You're Codependent.
Right.
And that book was life-changing for me. I read that book, so I was thinking I wanted to read this to be better helpful with the clients I work with. And I read it going, holy crap, I'm codependent. And I've always thought I was a little crazy. And it's been super, super helpful. And I mean, I've seen so many people read this book because I've recommended it.
Yeah,
and,
sure. Well, and a lot of people are, in recovery are, a lot of it is due to their codependency and, as far as substance abuse.
Well, it's stuff that happened to us in our youth, and then it progresses to behaviors in our adulthood, our early adulthood and adulthood, and why we do those things and why we use those things as coping mechanisms to deal with trauma. And I was like, it was so informative, quick and easy read. If you want to listen to an audiobook, it's like 5 hours. And I listen to it just when I'm driving around, like back and forth to work or to meetings. And I've listened to that thing probably 6-7 times, and it is awesome. I recommend everybody read it. If you don't read it for you, read it for somebody else, because it's been also helpful. My daughter has read it. My wife has read it, and it's been a great book for me.
It's just a good tool to have in the toolbox and knowledge to have. So let me recap that. That is the This Naked Mind, and there is Atomic Habits. And then You're Not Crazy, You're Codependent.
Yes.
Correct.
And This Naked Mind also has podcasts on Spotify and YouTube, and they're both great. They're all great. So this is like an addition to the book. If you want to listen to those podcasts, it's a lot of like trick tips and stories of recovery. And then if you sign up for Atomic Habits on this website, you get every Thursday, they'll send you positive motivational quotes and kinds of cool stuff like that. The author is really cool. And then You're Not Crazy, You're Codependent has a blog page and has a Facebook page where a lot of people that follow that book go and share stories. So I would go check all those out.
Cool, man. Well, I think
I'm promoting everybody but me.
Well, no. It's all good. I mean, Skate Straight is definitely a word of mouth thing, and it happens because of the people. But I mean, I honestly think you're doing Skate Straight in all these different locations, so you can have more T-shirts.
Look.
Well, yeah,
it's so funny you said that.
Yeah.
I just got this one in the mail yesterday. It's the Orange County shirt.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, and I'm sure your lovely wife Stacy is excited about you having every location of Skate Straight shirts.
She said, "Can you just do one a month?"
That's hilarious, man. Well, Curt, I want to thank you. I know you're at work, and I do appreciate having you on. Hey, if you want to
coming on.
Yeah, if you want to join me and Curt, we're out there. I'm usually out there for sure every Saturday, and I try to make it on Tuesdays at 4 Down, and it is Smart Recovery. It's an alternate to the 12-step, and it's like he mentioned earlier. I love it because of the crosstalk aspect, and you don't have to hold it in, and you're just respectful, and you just go, "Have you ever tried this?" And then
you don't have to hold it in.
I can
see
exactly.
Kelly in a meeting just like,
I'm like, come on, I gotta say, I can't wait till the meeting after the meeting. I can't wait till the smoke break portion.
I'll have to say, at our meetings, we're very open-minded, and we let everybody who has issues with 12-step programs and the people that love 12-step programs.
Yeah.
I like to say that Skate Straight's in addition to any program you're in. And if you want to try a program because you were unhappy with other programs, this is where you can get your feet wet and try something a little different. And so many people that hated AA and NA and CA and all those OAs came to Skate Straight and met other people that had good home groups, and then they went and started trying those and then ended up going to a 12-step recovery anyways. So it is definitely a hub for everything, and we all share. And like I said, 99% of everything that's positive that comes from any sort of recovery group is the group in the building, and our group
agree.
is
100%
yeah.
agree.
I mean, and if that good group is good, then you're gonna always be successful in your recovery because you have that support there. And I think with Skate Straight, we have a great group of people that are very supportive and very informative. I mean, I've learned so much. It's been such a great experience for me, and I would that's why I wanted to expand, because I want everyone to be able to share in this.
Sure, yeah, and I mean, it would be great to think that, hey, man, this is going on, elsewhere in the world, and that it's helping people, not just in your local area. So I think it's great.
Wait.
Yes.
There's addiction and alcoholism outside of DFW?
There is, yes.
I heard rumor of it, yeah.
All right. Well, Curt, I don't know, do you have to get back to work, or can you hang with us for a while, or what?
I actually have a group.
You have a group?
There you go. About 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
well, hey,
thanks. Yeah, dude,
thanks.
If anybody wants to check it out, it's tomorrow, 10 a.m. at the skate park in 4 Down. You can look us up on Instagram and Facebook. It's Skate Straight Dallas.
Right. And hey, give them a nice shot of that logo on your shirt, by the way. Just so.
What?
I said, give them a nice shot of the logo that you have on the hoodie. Yeah. So if you look that up, that's where you can
always be representing.
There you go. Exactly. And that one doesn't have the 3 links on it.
This is
that's
one of those.
The original one.
Some of the 3 links are actually on the back. It's just on this front part for some reason.
I got you.
And what does the 3 links mean, Kelly?
FLT, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
We're talking secret society stuff, dude. We're talking brotherhood stuff, dude. Hey, they'll get it out there.
Yep.
They'll get it. Hey, but thanks for coming on, Curt.
Right.
And I will see you tomorrow, and we'll process together. All right, bud.
Bye.
See you later.
See you, Curt. Thanks again.
All right, so Nolen, what we wanted to do,
indeed,
we were talking about this last night, and we were just wanted to do kind of a recap, because you're like 15 days older than me in sobriety,
something like that. Yeah, right around there. The 30th was mine, and you were what, like the 13th or something?
The 12th. But yes.
12th. Okay. So
13.
13 days older.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Which you are 13 days my senior. May I never catch you. May I never catch up to you.
If all goes according to plan, I should stay that way.
Right. Yeah. So I was going to go to the email, or not the email, but the text you sent me, which is here. There we go. So you did some homework. So let's start off, I guess. Do we want to talk about the you put down first drink story?
Yeah,
kind of where it started.
My thought was, we've been doing this show for a little while now, and we have had a ton of great guests, have had, been able to hear a lot of great stories. But I don't know that anybody really knows our stories that much.
All right.
Bits and pieces here and there.
Sure.
And we won't have time to dig into it, like we would with a guest. But maybe we can share a little bit with people about us. So I always think it's really fun to kind of just go first drink, last drink. And then anyone can kind of fill in the blanks with what came in between, know, a whole lot of craziness normally, but so just starting with first drink. You want to go first? You want me to jump in?
Well, I can go. I mean, as far as first drink,
okay.
You always maybe that lawn beer is around of your dad's, or he had a scotch and water, which and you would think it was a water, and you're like, ooh, it was some strong water, but nothing really was happened as far as that. But like now, the first time I got drunk was when I was.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when I
drunk.
was 15, 16. It was an open bar wedding, and it was actually for one one of Mickey Mantle's sons. And I discovered gin and tonics that day, and just took full advantage of the open bar. And I mean,
well, you should.
yeah. So I did that. I mean, and I didn't have a problem right away, of course. I mean, I just did what I would call normal drinking throughout high school and into the college years. As I say, college years, because I never went to college. So, or I went for a semester. And
so when we say normal, are we talking normal for you or normal?
Well,
for
I would say normal
average?
in average. I would say 3 to 4 drinks. I wouldn't drink, to get hammered. I mean, it wasn't a goal. But then I mean, I started DJing. And, I think somewhere in the bylaws or in the description, the job description, it says something about you must party like a rock star if you're the DJ.
It's in the contract. I've seen it.
I thought so. I mean, I had seen it in the fine print somewhere. But, so I started DJing and I started traveling a lot because I was producing music, and got, where I was going out every weekend. And basically I started, having anxiety issues. I mean, and I don't know why. Maybe if I worked the 12 steps, I would. But I mean, I started having anxiety issues to where I started, having panic attacks and thinking I was going to have a heart attack in the airport. I mean, I can remember my first one was in the Pittsburgh airport, of all places, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And, it was that kind of weird time where you maybe got to sleep for an hour or something like that, and then you had to get up and go. And then by then, the alcohol was wearing off. So, I just started having a panic attack because I wasn't drunk anymore or whatever. And then, and then, of course, to solve that problem, I mean, I was sitting in first class because I was flying out so often. And to solve that problem, basically, I had a few drinks. And guess what? It worked, dude.
That goes away. Yeah.
Yeah. So that anxiety went away, and then hey, that became a learned behavior. Hey, if you can self-medicate, you can do this. You can just, go and drink and blah, blah, blah. And then, somehow, magically, that became habitual. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So then, So then let's fast forward it to the end. So
okay.
Let's go last drink then. And I don't necessarily so much mean literally the last drink you took.
Right. Well, the last drink I took was before I went into Summer Sky, dude.
Sure.
I did the old parking lot drink. Yeah, of course.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But I mean, so last couple of days.
Yeah.
Before getting into Summer Sky, that kind of thing.
I mean, it had just gotten to a point, and God bless my wife. She didn't know what, Kelly she was coming home to is, am I going to be, passed out? Because I mean, I was to the point where I was drinking and I was started, I was DJing and I would start blacking out at gigs, which is never a good combo. But of course, I'm just like, oh, well, I can dial it back. Oh, yeah, I can dial that back. Oh, I got this under control. And the thing is I didn't really ever realize how out of control I was until I, got sober in that first 30 days and I had that window of clarity. Hey, it's not normal to, wake up at 4 a.m, at a level 10 anxiety attack, and have to chug a bunch of vodka and, you know, take a little bit of a Xanax to bring you down. And I mean, that's the level of where it got. And I mean, you know, Waverly was where she was like, you know, she didn't know if I was gonna, you know, be dead on the couch, you know, from it, you know, because I would just, you know, I would do that and then I would just zonk out and I'm gone for, you know, at least a good 10 to 12 hours. And then, you know, of course, barring any liquor store runs I had to do, you know, or stuff like that. But I mean, it was an ugly place and it was a shitty place and I don't want to go back. And that's why I want to do the show, to spread the message and let people know that, hey, there's hope outside of those anxiety attacks. There's hope, you know, that it can be done. I mean, because I honestly didn't think it could be done. I mean, I was at a spot where I was like, man, I mean, I could see maybe white knuckling for 3 days, but I'm like, 2 weeks, man, that's impossible. It's impossible, or was impossible to me, until, you know, I went to rehab. And I mean, you know, I'm glad I did, because, you know, I have the fine shirts coming. I don't know if you can, Weston, I don't know if you can pull that shirt up, but I'm going to show the shirt real quick. But it inspired me, the one with the chair on it. But it's on the shirt. It says, I went to rehab and all I got was my life back. You know, and I thought that was fitting, you know, a little play on that. I went to rehab and all I got was this crappy shirt, but it's true, man. And I feel that, and I'm, you know, a living example. And so is Nolen, that, you know, there is hope and there is recovery out there. And, you know, any other follow-up questions, Nolen?
No, well, I was just going to say, you know, the that sort of panic attack, super, super, super common among alcoholics, specifically alcoholics too.
Right.
I mean, it's certainly not exclusive to alcoholics. Drug addicts can have panic attacks. Don't get me wrong. It's a thing with addiction in general, but specifically to alcoholics, it's a super common thing. A lot of times it can manifest in this weird obsession with sleep, specifically like, I can't get to sleep without alcohol, so I need to drink so much. And if I haven't had enough, I start to have a panic attack because of it. And it's just weird things when it comes to alcohol.
Because we all know how quality drunk sleep is. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that is the roughest, crappiest sleep ever.
But
alcohol induced sleep.
Well, and then the other thing I heard really that I wanted to point out or whatever is, and well, you know what? I'll do this. I'll tell my first drunk, last drunk super fast.
Okay.
And then kind of point it out how the two are pretty similar or whatever.
Okay.
So first drunk that I can remember, obviously pretty similar to yours. And there was probably drinks like sneak a beer here, you know, do what I can as a little kid, whatever. But the first drunk that I can remember that had any, I guess, effect on me was me and my buddy convinced his older brother to get us a bottle of tequila. Nice. His parents were going to be out of town. So we decided to have a proper middle school party, which is 2 dudes, you know, alone in the house, middle school party. And we drank an entire bottle of tequila. Well, we got a bottle of tequila, a bottle of margarita mix, and we were taking shots of tequila and chasing it with margarita mix.
that is very middle school. I like that. That is a nice concept. Not just actually putting the two together as they were designed, but at some point they joined forces in your stomach.
And this is how little I knew at that point. I was probably 12.
Right.
I think I was 12. This is how little I knew. After we drank all of the tequila, okay, I start taking shots of margarita mix.
Ooh.
Because I figured it had alcohol in it too. I didn't even know that it didn't have alcohol in it.
Hey, it says margarita on there.
Well, the bottles look similar. They both came from the liquor store. Well,
right.
Whatever. So I took a bunch of shots of margarita mix that night too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I blacked out at some point. I don't even know.
Right.
I know I ran into a glass door. I didn't break it, but I know I ran into it. And I end up falling asleep in my underwear in the backyard on a trampoline. I wake up covered in mosquito bites, freezing to death, and more hungover and sicker than I've ever felt probably from alcohol ever in my life.
And then you were like, let's do this again. No.
I go inside. I don't know what time it was, early, probably like 6 or 8 a.m. or something. And I'm like, my stomach is killing me. I got to get something on my stomach. I haven't eaten in a while. I see this box of vanilla wafers. I love vanilla wafers. Okay. Love them. They're my favorite cookie at this point in my life, right? Uh-huh. So I start eating these vanilla wafers. I don't know how many I got in me until I begin to projectile vomit tequila, margarita mix, and vanilla wafers all in the kitchen sink. I mean, just so sick.
At least you were in the, like a somewhat of a receptacle. At least, it wasn't just
so sick. And you know what's funny? From that day to this day, never once have I eaten another vanilla wafer.
Because that was the problem. Because the vanilla wafers was what made you sick.
I didn't actually blame the vanilla wafers. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah.
But the point was, like, immediately though, my brain associates vanilla wafers with throwing up, but does not associate tequila and alcohol with throwing up.
Right.
I associate that with, I had the time of my life. We're doing that again as soon as we can,
And the mosquito bites and me passing out on the trampoline and all that. We're going to do that again.
And that's all. Yeah. If that's the price that has to be paid, then so be it. Whatever. That was great. I had a great time, you know? Mm-hmm. And anyways, fast forward, let's go to the end. Mm-hmm. I am, at this point, I have struggled with heroin addiction, probably primarily,
right?
Alcoholism, cocaine.
Well, you were a fan of all, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I have been off of the rails, and then back on and off and on and off. I have, completely pulled anyone that was close to me through the ringer. And when I say the ringer, what I mean by that is I give them hope that I'm going to be okay, and then I pull it down because I'm not. Mm-hmm. And I'm in this situation where I'm married to a woman. We have 2 children together. We have a mortgage and a life that we've built together. And
quote unquote normal.
She is aware of my problem at this point. And that took a long time to get to even that. Mm-hmm. But she's aware of my problem at this point, and she is doing her best to try and, I guess, help me in whatever way she can. And I am sitting there on the couch with her watching TV, and all of a sudden I start to have a panic attack myself. I have got to get out of there. Mm-hmm. And I still don't know to this day what prompted that, other than I was just keeping so many secrets, and well, really not just the secret of I am not sober and cannot get sober and cannot stay sober, but I don't want to tell her that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to tell anybody that.
Right. Well, you don't probably want to even admit it to yourself, because the whole time you're having admit that internal fight with yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to admit that I can't do it. Mm-hmm. I don't even understand why I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Why can't I just put it down?
Right.
I don't even want to do it anymore, but I can't put it down.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, I got to get out of here. I get in my car. I literally just stood up from the couch and walked out the front door. I didn't even say a word because I was about to pass out from this panic attack. I couldn't even speak.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, anyone who's married, imagine doing that. You just stand up while you're sitting there watching TV with your wife at like 8 p.m. and just stand up and walk out the front door and just drive away without saying anything.
Really? Did you? Nothing was said? You just straight up walked to the car and beelined it?
I just walked to the car and drove away. I had to get out of there.
Where was the destination?
Well, what I did, I didn't have one in mind. I just got in my car. I had to drive away. I got in my car. I drove to a Kohl's parking lot not too far away. And I proceeded to lose my mind in the Kohl's parking lot. I'm crying my eyes out. I'm crying uncontrollably. I'm beating on the steering wheel. I'm just losing it. And the other thing I'm trying to do is I am trying to medicate this panic attack or this whatever is happening to me the only way I know how, by using heroin.
Right.
And I end up in that parking lot over the next hour, probably using $200 worth of heroin, and it doesn't do a thing to me.
Wow.
Doesn't do a thing to me.
Yeah.
I can't stop the feelings. I can't stop anyways. So I break down. I call my parents. I tell them what's going on. I go back home. I tell my wife at the time what's going on. She proceeds to kick me out of the house.
Right.
I spend the next few weeks just floating through life, not knowing what I'm going to do because I don't have insurance. I don't have any money. I know I need to go to treatment, but I don't have any money.
Sure.
And it's coronavirus. And,
right.
you know, it's just all these variables. I don't know what I'm going to do. But circumstances unfold is one way to say it. Another way to say it is God opened a door and provided a pathway for me.
Okay.
If you prefer spirituality.
Sure.
Both are true in my mind, and they're both it's just words, whatever you want to say. But what happens is I end up in Summer Sky. I end up there. You know, a lot of people put a little bit, you know, of help in there to get me in there. And I got in there on June 30th of 2020.
Right.
And,
yeah. I was going to ask you that. That was one question I never knew. So you were uninsured, and then did, I mean, I guess, you know, Scott cut you a break since you were a repeat customer, and then did parents help out or something, or?
We can talk about it when we've got more time off air if you really want to know, you know, what happened.
I do.
But yeah, I can tell you that.
We'll talk off air. But
but what I was going to say, similar, you know, mine and yours, one thing that I really believe is every drink I took in between that first one and that last one, every drug I took, every lie I told, every whatever, every single one of those had an effect, had a consequence. And the main consequence, the main effect I think it had is it fed that disease of addiction and made it stronger.
Right.
And, you know, by the end, I was up against something so strong that there was no amount of hoping or wishing or promises to myself or any of that was going to stop me. I had to be
it was
stopped.
beyond it was beyond your control, which is where
beyond my control,
which is where
and
I was.
I've never encountered anything in my life like that.
Right.
I really haven't.
Well, you said something that stuck out to me. When you don't want to drink, you know, you don't want to, but you have to, you know, and anybody that is in that situation definitely, you know, start trying to seek help, because I mean, I started by going to AA meetings, of course, pretty well lit. But
sure,
you know, it's just,
it happens.
If you think you have a problem, you know, and you know, then you know, do something about it. And that's what we're here to encourage you to do, to reach out. I mean, reach out to me personally, and I can, you know, since I am an RSPS, a you know, a recovery coach, so to speak.
Yep.
I would be happy to point you in a direction that would be beneficial to you. And you know, and if you can quit, then you don't really have a problem, I guess, on your own, or
Well,
you might.
You may have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can quit, it doesn't mean you don't have a drinking problem.
Right.
But you may not be suffering from that thing that I'm talking about, or that Kelly's talking about, that the disease.
Right.
You can have a drinking problem without being an alcoholic. I mean, if you drink a bunch and get 2 DUIs and a third one's going to put you in jail for a year, that's a drinking problem.
Yeah, if you have at least even one DUI, then you probably have an issue, you know? And then two, and if you have 2, then there's definitely a problem, right?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to stop drinking and driving.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Pretty serious consequences for that.
And start calling Nolen to Uber you home.
Yeah.
And then that'll solve your problem.
My job.
Hey, so I want to talk about a couple of things we have coming up in the weeks to come. I am going to have somebody on from an organization called Dogs Matter. And Dogs Matter is a really cool thing, and it's actually based here in Dallas. And then there's I looked at their website. There's a few other cities that they're in. But it's actually for people going into recovery for their dogs. So it's basically like foster care for their dogs, because I know that that's a deal breaker for a lot of people. I've had a lot of friends approach me and say, hey, I just don't know what I'm going to do with my dog. So
seriously,
then,
you're absolutely right.
So I think,
a deal breaker
once we get the spokesperson lined up for them, we'll have them on. And then there's also somebody from Cornbread Hustle I will have on as well. And they are basically about, they're basically like recruiting for people that are in recovery. So like the newly recovered, they help you find a job, and they're a recruiter, which I think is great.
Love the name.
Yeah. And then also I got my buddy coming from Recovery Dharma. Ooh. Do you know what Recovery Dharma is?
No.
It's basically like
no, I do not.
It's basically like an Eastern philosophy based recovery. So it's based on, there's not really a lot of religion in there. They do mention teachings of the Buddha, but it's good. And the thing that I'm trying to do with this show is just let people know about certain things that might be their bag, and I mean the thing is you can do it all, and explore life and embrace it, or you can be miserable and by yourself at home.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they're both options.
Yeah, they are. And hey, and I'm not, I'm not saying people can't get sober just by themselves, but one thing I always like to point out is the aspect of community and how community has been key, to my sobriety. And I know yours as well. I mean, I know you're a big proponent.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go as far as to say it. Some people cannot get sober by themselves.
Yeah,
I know I'm one of them. I mean, I threw everything I could at it on my own.
Right. Right.
So I don't know what other options were left.
Well,
at that
it's
point,
like
some
the
people
song.
can.
It's like the song. I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yeah.
Some
people certainly can, but some people cannot. So but the help is out there for either. So
right. Well, anything else you want to cover there, Professor?
No, man. I just it's been a lot of fun doing this show with you. I like that was cool, the story you shared at the beginning, and stuff like that is always makes me smile.
Right. Yeah, and I love it like that we can actually have a positive effect on something, and it's there for perpetuity for them to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for whatever reason, I don't have a whole bunch of skills. I'm not really good at building stuff or awesome at math or anything like that, but I know what it's like to be up against that alcoholism and addiction. I know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
And I know what to do about it at this point. And if you're in a boat where you don't know what to do about it, then reach out. We can definitely share what we can as far as help, and we've got some resources, and we've met some really cool people that also do the same thing that help.
Right,
like
and then let me
me
plug that website once again. I mean, I think this is a great resource. Is the Free Rehab Center?
freerehabcenters.org.
Yeah,
yep.
freerehabcenters.org, and then also, where Nolen and I got sober, and if we can pull that up, Weston, just the contact information for Summer Sky. Got shirts coming out, and you can actually get those shirts on my website, which is, they have the djkellyreverb.com down there. You can go to that website. We do have the rainbow shirts up there right now, and we will have the rehab shirts, the chairs up there. They should be they're in print right now. And should be available in a couple of weeks. I should just throw it up on the website and take pre-orders, because I think that's going to be a big hit. But other than that, shout out to Summer Sky. Thanks again to Curt from Skate Straight for coming out. I'm excited for his growth of his, little dream that he had. And I guess Weston's queuing us out. I guess we're done, but I appreciate it, and thank you for joining us, and be sure and tune in next week. And remember, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.
I know I would. Drop